Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from Ben, who sent in a request for me to do a commentary on the 1989 film Cyborg. Thank you so much, Ben. You've been a very kind guy. And thanks to everyone out there. The people who sent in requests, the people who watch, people who comment. I really do appreciate it. Thank you sincerely. People want to request anything? Topic? Commentary, reaction, review, re-review, list, randomness, news, whatever. Feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, let's get into it. I have a pause at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. As we have MGM here, and then I believe the Canon Films. Cyborg, one of my childhood favorite films, one of my personal favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. The Canon Film logo. I know a lot of people don't like Canon Films. I sincerely enjoy them. I grew up with Canon Films. Michael Dudikoff, Chuck Norris, the early Van Damme movies. And then you have our villain Fender giving his speech. Why? I love the death. I love the misery. I love this world. Now, that's not his actual voice. I've heard his actual voice, and I can understand why they changed his voice, because this voice sounds a lot more sinister. And you may say the matte paintings are not the best, but I mean, this movie had such a micro budget. It was less than $500,000. For a film that costs less than $500,000, I still think this is not that bad looking of a film. It has some fun action scenes, some nice moments. Van Damme kicking himself across. How badass did you get? I mean, he's on the cross like the other JC, but this one, Jean-Claude, kicks the fucking cross down. It's like, oh shit. And I'm a Van Damme fan, as you can tell. Now, for what I understand, this is around the time with Canon Films that they wanted to be a bigger enterprise. They wanted to be a bigger enterprise when it comes to, they were making these lower budgeted films or medium-sized budgets. That guy looks like Brian Bosworth. His muscles hang out. I'm like, is that Stone Cold? So looks like the Boz. And that lady there is the cyborg in question, which I think at the time when people saw this, they thought Van Damme was the cyborg, or Van Damme would be fighting cyborgs. So, there is a cyborg. She's the one he's protecting. But I think when you think of the title, people assume that. Which I can understand. It'd be cool, Van Damme fighting cyborgs. But I like the film we have. Honestly, Hard Target and Cyborg are my favorite Van Damme films, and then Universal Soldier. Yeah, Cyborg is. I think Cyborg was one of the first Van Damme films I saw, and I rewatch over and over again because it was post-apocalyptic, and it's a short running time, under 90 minutes, and Fender here, just good stature and creepy eyes. It's like the male version of Meg Foster. And I think the voice they put for this bad guy works. I want to own it. I'd be a god. I like the misery. I like this world. Been there. Sorry, I just seen this multiple times. That pretty much is one of those things, you just have the knife and then you have like a little tube and you squeeze the tube to make it look like you're cutting someone's throat. See, the eyes is like Meg Foster from They Live and Leviathan. Crazy eyes. But he's the male version. Now, by this point in Van Damme's career, as I get a drink, Van Damme had done a couple films, No Retreat, No Surrender. He was at a film called Black Eagle. But Bloodsport with Canon Films was his first really big success. And that... Sorry, I'm looking at the credits. I'll get back to that in a minute. Vincent Klein, that's the villain's name. He's been in quite a few of the next couple of Albert Pion's films. Albert Pion, who directed this. And if you look at the names of the characters, a lot of them are named after guitars for a strange reason. And I like the score. I really enjoy the score. I've always liked it. I thought it was a very sinister score that fits the post-apocalyptic feel. But yeah, Van Damme, he had done Bloodsport, and when Bloodsport was done, they saw the first cut. They said it was unreleasable, and Van Damme got help from Sheldon Lettich, a guy who had written around the time Rambo 3, and it's like, hey, can I get some help with this? And they re-edited the film into the theatrical Bloodsport, which became a success. And like, oh shit, okay, maybe this guy put him in some more stuff. And then you saw him in Kickboxer and Cyborg, and then after that you had Death Warrant, and then Lionheart, and he didn't do a whole lot with Canon Films. I know the director wanted Chuck Norris for this at first. He wanted Chuck Norris because Chuck Norris was the big guy at Canon. And like, well, we got this new guy called Van Damme, and I don't think Albert Pion liked Van Damme. And Van Damme, this is a time where he was getting new into the business, so his English wasn't the best. But, I mean, it's a character who's a man of few words, and when there was a cut, and people said, yeah, this cut is not going to work. And so Van Damme said, please let me and others, we can edit this and make this a releasable film, and it did. And I think Van Damme did a good job. Helped edit this together. And that may be egocentric of him to do, but I've seen the director's cut. I ranted on the director's cut like, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 years ago. It's still on the channel. Something about Cyborg director's cut as a ripoff. I want my $25 back. And I did get it because someone wanted it, and I sold it for like 30, 35, so I actually made a little profit. Speed of the Devil, Pearl Profit, which is the character's name. But I like the sets. And again, the effects are not high tech, but for a $500,000 budget, I can go easy on it. And they still have a bit more charm than the shit of today. Apparently, something about, I was talking about Canon Films wanted to be bigger at the time, so that's why, hey, we're going to do He-Man, Masters Universe, we're going to do Superman, Superman 4, and these things did not succeed. And they wanted to do Spider-Man, they wanted to do Captain America, they wanted to cast Michael Dudikoff in a lot of these movies, and things didn't work out. These films either bombed or disappointed. Over the Top, they pay a lot of money to Stallone to do Over the Top. I love Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone, but it didn't do well. On TV, The Horror Show. Such a just evil, pure fucking evil villain. Fender fucker. We'll get to that much later. But, yeah, just punches us right out of the fucking rubble. I like the score that, I don't know, like almost an Eagle, if Eagle did music, I don't know what instrument that is. Again, I like the score. I say that because a lot of people dismiss the score because when the director's cut came out, the score for the director's cut, I'll give credit. It's a nice score, but I still like this store, and I would say I prefer this store more. But a lot of people like this store and that. That's the only good thing I can say about the director's cut because I got it because hey, I love Cyborg. I thought it was going to be a much more violent movie, as I just saw a guy taking a guy's head off as these guys ransack this village and kill everybody. I thought it was going to be a lot more blood, gore. Like that's what was cut out. The director's cut is going to be put back in. Not really. Not a whole lot of that. And then on top of that, it's just completely re-edited to the director's original vision. I think it was in black and white from what I remember. Van Damme is not Van Damme's voice because Alapion didn't like Van Damme's voice. It's someone else's voice. I'm trying to remember. Or am I getting confused? There was narration of Van Damme's character. I remember that. There was a narration that was supposed to be Van Damme's character, but it wasn't Van Damme's voice. So I don't know if I'm getting that confused. I know they did that, but I'm trying to remember if they also redubbed Van Damme's voice. I can't remember. I know they had there was narration, it was black and white, and director tried to be an artsy fartsy, and he cut down action scenes. Like the fight at the end is cut down. Like if you ever seen this film, the bit at the end fight when it's like round 2 where Van Damme gets Fender in that inside area where he thrusts Fender's head through the wall and he's beating the shit out of him and does the fuck you tit to push him back for the bad guy to be stabbed with a hook into his back. None of that is in it. It's a shortened version of Van Damme getting beat up. Van Damme does a few punches, stabs Fender, and that's it. That's all the fight was originally supposed to be. And again, with the cut down of other action scenes and trying to be artsy fartsy, black and white, no wonder. It's fucking awful. I go much more detail in that video. I know it's still up because I made sure to check. I think if you go to my channel, type in Cyborg, it's a very old video, so it's even worse quality than this. But I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me with this shit. And I know not a lot of people like the film. It's just a low rating on IMDb. It's considered one of Van Damme's worst. I disagree. I mean, it's one of my personal favorites. Yes, a part of that you could chalk up to nostalgia. But again, I just like sort of, in a weird way, just as a kid, this is the kind of film that appealed to me. You have the lone hero, man of few words. His actions speak for himself. You get this bit of backstory of he was supposed to protect these people. He met them, fell in love. This horrible thing happened. He survived. It makes you hate the villain. Why he wants revenge on Fender. There's some moments that shine. The idea of back then making him hold on to fucking the one girl hold on to barbed wire so that they don't fall to their death in the well. That's pretty fucked up. Again, him being crucified, and I like the way Van Damme's films are edited back in the day, where you get the pa pa pa, choo, choo, choo. People hate that. I don't know why. I think that it makes fight scenes longer, a bit more impactful, and it's like the rhythm of a song, rhythm of a music. Ta ta ta, seeing the multiple angles of a kick or a punch. And it gave it a different cool rhythm, rhyme, more meat to the fight. I've always enjoyed that. Especially compared to a world where fights, a lot of times you barely remember what the fuck happened. As okay, the fights are not going to be as intricate as the Raid Redemption or such would be, but this will give it its own feel, its own rhythm, its own meaning potatoes. I don't know how else to word it. I just always enjoyed that. And Van Damme, yes, he didn't have the best grasp of the English language, but it's like he knew that. Someone knew that. He's a man of few words. And Van Damme had the it factor. He had the screen presence factor. That's why he became a success. I know a lot of other martial artists got pissed off and jealous. And Van Damme's not a saint. There's the thing that he accidentally fucked up. He hit someone in the eye. Years and years later, then he sued Van Damme. I don't know why it took years and years later. Maybe that's how long lawsuits take. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Maybe that's why Van Damme doesn't talk about this film, because of that incident. Maybe he feels bad. In fact, I would assume he feels bad because there was that one MMA fighter, they're training, he accidentally hit the guy and he's very apologetic. Van Damme at times gets carried away, but there was that in an episode of, he did this reality show behind closed doors where he accidentally, and he felt really bad. Now, maybe that because it makes him remember the instance on this movie, something else entirely. And again, maybe that's why he doesn't talk about the film. Or maybe because he just don't like it. I don't know. Van Damme, he doesn't... He'll talk about Bloodsport. He talks about Double Impact and Lionheart. Universal Soldier. I would assume he would talk about Time Cop if people asked him about it. Be nice to have him talk about this movie, but I'm not holding my breath. But yeah, again, Van Damme has his ups and downs. He's had problems with his ego, with the drug addiction, especially in the mid-90s, that affected his career. Because, I mean, I reviewed a lot of Van Damme films. I love a lot of them. You know, I love, Bloodsport. I even like Death Warrant. I liked Kickboxer. I like Double Impact. I like Universal Soldier. I mentioned that before. Time Cop. Hard Target is my favorite. Even films like, I like Sudden Death, but there's a lot of body doubles during the fights, and I think that was because of his drug addiction, among others. He was using drugs on Street Fighter. You definitely hear the stories about that. And then years later, to find out he has bipolar. That doesn't help when you got drugs in the circuit. So sadly, he fell into that path like a lot of people in Hollywood do, and it hurt his career because he would do films like Double Team and Knockoff, which I like for what they are, as flawed as they are. But Van Damme doesn't remember making Knockoff. And then, like a lot of action stars and problems, ego, whatever, he drifted off the direct-to-video, and a lot of them were good. The Order, The Shepherd Border Patrol, Replicant, Wake of Death. Lately, sadly, he just can't do much. He took a toll on his body. The drugs didn't help. I don't know if this is true. I heard he had 2 hip replacements. So he can't really do those 360 kicks. He can't move like he did in the past. That's why that Netflix film, I don't look forward to it. Because a lot of it, someone said, yeah, a lot of it's going to be body doubles. Like, if you see Van Damme from the back, it's probably going to be body doubles. Because he just can't do much anymore. That's sad, but that's sometimes that's how it goes, and you have admit it and face reality. That's just how it goes. But yeah, I mean, I grew up in the era of Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, Sylvester Stallone. Stallone and Van Damme were my 2 favorites. They still are my 2 favorites. And I do think Van Damme in later years has worked out better than Steven Seagal. Van Damme, he got to be in Expendables 2. He's one of the only good things about Expendables 2. He got to do stuff like JCVD and Wake of Death, stuff that Seagal wishes he could have done. Seagal wishes he could have done a film like Replicant. And it seems like now, like, I don't know if I would say people think of Van Damme as a joke compared to Seagal. Steven Seagal is looked at as a joke nowadays. Not just because of his body weight, but because of his actions and his behavior. Consistent. Like, Van Damme, at a point, learned to become humble. And he's apologized. That's more than a lot of people do. And Van Damme's trying. And his last couple films I thought sucked. I didn't care for The Bouncer. I didn't care for We Are Young or We Die Young, whatever the hell it's called. We Are the World, whatever the fuck. I didn't care about the other film with the where his kidney gets stolen, Pound of Flesh, or the submarine film with him and Dolph Lundgren. That was really boring. I still like Van Damme. I like the Amazon show, JCVD, Jean-Claude Van Johnson. Wish they got season 2, but Amazon's like, no, we need all the money for this Lord of the Rings that was taking us 10 years to make, or however fuck long it's been. Sorry, I haven't been concentrating on the movie. But it's a quick film. I mean, hour and 26 minutes with the end credits. We're already 20 minutes in. And there's a little bit of action, but it's more of a setup before the action really kicks in. And yeah, it's a low budget, $500,000, but yeah, apparently this was sets of, because like they were going to make a sequel to Masters of the Universe, and they were going to do a live-action Spider-Man film, and both of the projects were going to be made by Albert Pyun. They were in financial trouble because of, they want to make a sequel to Masters of the Universe, even though the first film didn't even do that well. Superman 4 flopped, Over the Top flopped, and they spent a lot of money in it, among other avenues. So their deal with Mattel, their deal with Marvel, they're gone. They built costumes and sets. I don't know how any of this regards to Spider-Man. If anyone knows any fucking ideas of where the fuck in this film anything was supposed to be for Spider-Man, whether it be costumes or set, please let me know. Or even Masters of the Universe, where the fuck, like, where was it gonna, I mean, what the fuck, nothing about is He-Man or Spider-Man on anything here, so I don't, but maybe what they mean is, they were building towns, building warehouse, whatever. If you don't shoot for a real location, you need a set to build, so if you could blow up something, it's much easier because you don't have to worry about, don't break this, don't screw up this floor, don't screw up that wall, because it's the homeowners. And then when that didn't work, then okay, dress it up, dirty it up, and it's easy to dirty something up. But it does delve into this post-apocalyptic world. And I think in the director's cut, there was a bit more showcasing that there were cannibalism. I believe, again, vaguely, but it didn't really add a whole lot to the story. Again, just the way it was being edited, and that director's cut is fucking horrible. Good luck if you want to watch it, but if you ever find it, but it's not for me. And this guy's being a dickhead taking the kids basketball. Maybe Van Damme will teach him a lesson. See, Van Damme had that good snap. But this is the time Van Damme wanted to prove himself. And a lot of, martial artists got pissed and mad and didn't like him, said he was a fake, he was a phony, he wasn't a fighter. I'm like, he did do martial arts tournaments. Like, well, I don't know if I want to call him tournament, but he did fight. There's recorded video on it. That he has a record. But it didn't. There was a habit of jealousy where they thought, well, I'm better than this guy, I'm faster than this guy. But Van Damme had that screen presence and factor to him, which is why he was able to get into movies and theaters. Compared to Don the Dragon Wilson, compared to Lauren Avedon and others. Sorry, I love Jess Speakman, but and Jess Speakman's up there for me, but Van Damme's above it because Van Damme did have that cool it factor. He had the young, fresh face, and he knew how to utilize his martial arts for film. Because film and real fighting are two different venues, completely different venues. That's what people don't understand anymore, is that you can fight in a movie, but you can make it look... It's like Jackie Chan. It's fine when Jackie Chan does all this stuff, and it's fun, but no one fights like that in real life. It's him making it for the movie. Do you think someone in real life is going to do all this stuff with the... he take this microphone and this pillow and this laser disc and blah, blah, blah. No, no one would do that. It's an art form. This is Van Damme's type of art form. Like, yeah! And the 360 kicks and all that jazz. Again, there's a difference between real fighting and movie fighting. There you go. Stab that motherfucker. I forget where they shot this. I want to say it was North Carolina. Yeah, I want to say it was Wilmington, North Carolina. For like 20 some days. Just taking these guys out one by one. And you have this like abandoned building in the middle of nowhere. Why? Is this in North Carolina maybe? Like they just found this building in the middle of nowhere? I know there's a Scream Factory Blu-ray. I don't have it because the features didn't look like anything to me, and I'm not paying $25 for... Because I'm watching it on the older Blu-ray, and the older Blu-ray, the film looks good to me. Like, the film does look good to me. I mean, it's Cyborg, not fucking Blade Runner. Not expected to look Blade Runner 2049 or the new Marvel film. Sorry, I got some Slim Jims. Probably shouldn't be eating when I'm doing commentary, but a bit hungry. I love this gun too, this like nail gun. Fucking nail gun massacre. See, at this time, like Van Damme was a choreographer. At least he knew how to do these fights. I love this great 360 kick. Slash the guy around the neck. And utilizing the angle, realizing to really get the full effect of what he's capable of. That may be, well, egocentric to make him look good. Well, he's the hero, so it makes sense. But, very efficient at his moves and fight. I always loved this. I thought it was pretty simple, but kick-ass fight kicking these guys. And that badass stature. Gets his knife out. Because I don't give a fuck about you. That's weird. There's moments like that where he's like, that's presence. And you can't artificially create that. You just gotta have it. You have it, you don't. Boom, get that guy right in the neck. Right in the back. There's your dummy. Yeah, I always enjoy that fight scene. And have those little nail things that come out of his boot. I always thought that was pretty cool. Well, is that really practical? If you're able to kick like this guy, then yeah, it is practical. And he's able to use that at that moment. If you fucking don't know how to kick, then no. But if you're this guy, yeah. And they did some pretty decent locations. Like you had this beach place here. Later on, I like the way that the sewer system looks, and when they get up and they're in the, like this marsh, this swamp. Another cool location. So we know we have a low budget and make the cinematography work. An ass. Nice ass. Women ass. I saw a lady's ass. That's against the law today. When was the last movie in the theater that you saw a woman's ass? That's not like a raunchy comedy, but like an action film, or even a horror film. But what was the last action film that you saw? Ass, a woman's ass. I can't remember the last recent film. And Van Damme, I always thought he was an underrated actor. I mean, even in stuff like this, it's, the body language, the eyes, the things of that nature. Like, he knows English is not his first language. Oh, there's the titties. Yeah, you got a nice fight scene, you got nice ass and titties, and then you got a hero that is noble and not a piece of shit. Nowadays, the guy's a piece of shit. Fuck him. It's like, no, you don't need to do that. You don't need to give me your titties because you don't really want to. Okay? Now, if you really wanted to, that's one thing. But you don't, so you don't gotta do it. Sorry I'm eating Slim Jims. And the Duke Crow Albert Peon, he does some nice moments utilizing low budget, like this little flashback scene having this blue lighting. Back in the day, you didn't have just automatic filters on a computer to do it. Yeah, do it pretty much in camera, and it looks better when you do it in camera. This artificial, because you're doing it for real, and you can't get more real than real. And Albert Payun, he's directed a couple films I like. The Sword and the Sorcerer would be one. Doll Man would be one. Nemesis. And this film. Fender's a peeping Tom. Not only is he a murderer and a psychopath, but he's also a peeping Tom. So, he must die. He die. I'm trying to remember the first film Albert Payun did. Well, again, he was going to make a couple other films with Canon Films that didn't work out. I know he did Captain America later. That's an awful movie. I mean, yes, a lot of it was because of the budget. But this has a $500,000 budget and it works, but with Captain America, maybe just you didn't have Van Damme to edit it and go, no, this is make it a straightforward action film. And Albert Payun is a guy who thinks he's much more of an artiste than I think he's capable of. Especially when you watch his later like Nemesis sequels and some of the other stuff he does. He thinks he's this big artiste, and I'm like, you're above your pay grade, man. I'm sorry you are. I like Doll Man. I like the first Nemesis. But it's like, But yeah, I know Albert Pyun at one time was ill because he was going to do these movies like I think it was called like Nemesis Cyborg or whatever the fuck it was, and didn't he do a fucking film called Daneland or something? I mean, oh yeah, that made me think now that we're having a flashback to how the cyborg lady got her marching orders. Sorry. Okay, let me spit this out before I chew it. Yeah, I apologize. This is why you shouldn't eat while doing it. I'll do that in a minute. We're in the cyborg, sort of one of their big special effects moments. But yeah, it's a low budget. They did what they could. Let me grab. Alright. Grabbing this. My whole fucking diatribe that I went and got befuddled in my brain. I just remember in the director's cut, another thing that pissed me off was the ending of the film was a little bit longer. Where Van Damme and this one girl who's with Fender, who you realize is this younger girl in the flashbacks who was with Van Damme's character, almost like a daughter figure, they leave, and this girl and the corporation, the people she goes to, they have more sinister plans for this cure, and dun dun dun. It's not quite a happy ending. There's something more to it. And he fucking did that also on the other fucking ending for Nemesis, where there's the cut where, and sadly they got on the fucking Blu-ray, which is what pissed me off, and that's why I had that big fight with the owner of the company MVD. When what the fuck? This isn't the theatrical cut. This isn't the VHS cut. This is the overseas cut. Where's the other cut of the film? This has, you know, different stuff going on, different narration, and the ending. Oliver Gruner and this girl is talking, and you have this narration from Tim Thomerson that makes it a downbeat or more of a darker downbeat ending. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this here? That's not the VHS cut. That's not the theatrical cut. That's not the Laserdisc cut. So you're telling me I now have this different cut that hurts the narrative of the film, in my opinion, as in that's not what I bought. That's not what I wanted. That's not what was advertised. Nothing about was advertised because they didn't know. Because he didn't know. But I talked with the guy and we talked it out, and that's why I didn't really bring up the MVD stuff anymore, because we talked it out, and but he talked it out, and he was, after talking it out, he was actually a pretty decent guy. And I'm like, I'm not doing this because I want free shit. I'm doing it because I'm a fan. It's like, yeah, I get you, man. I get you. Like, again, when you're actually talking to someone, the guy with MVD, he was actually pretty cool. So that's why I took the video down, and I didn't really talk about it much, because he ultimately was a cool guy. At the end of the day, I'm like, okay, that's all that matters. It is what it is. It sucks because now that's always going to be the version of Nemesis people know about. Not the version that people grew up with VHS. And people, oh, it's a small thing. Yeah, but it's the very end of the movie, so it's a very important element. There's another moment I enjoy. This is when they're trying to do pro profit. Now they're on this catwalk, and these modes will be used a lot in the marketing trailers as they're rushing each other. And this is machismo as best. Knife to knife. You could just shoot the guy with the nail gun, but it's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna show you You ain't nothing on me. That ain't shit. That ain't shit. I'm gonna block ya, and here's a sucker punch. I'll fuck you in your face. Boom. And I'll crush your chest right now. Yeah. I like the way it's edited. I think Van Damme had a hand in that. And I like the way it's edited. I think he knew what he was doing at that time. And look, it's not a Mary Sue. It's not a... Or John Sue, however the fuck to be male-wise. He actually got kicked. And he got kicked away and he fell down. He's not invincible. He's doing the best that he can. And now he's in a shit situation. What's he gonna do? He's gotta use his brain, gotta use his wits. Get me the fuck out of here! Or we're swing like Batman. Whee! I'm Batman. I'm Darkman, motherfucker. You know what? Fuck this. Here's a nail for you. Nail for you. 2 piece in a biscuit. He's like, fuck! I don't know, I just like them all. Fuck, he just knocked him the fuck out. Another empty spot they had. Which, I mean, hey, it's post-apocalyptic. I don't know what this building is. Yeah, I really keep saying I really like the music. I don't know what much the composer has done. And Van Damme was, body language is underrated for acting. Like his face. When he got into the fights, he got into it emotion-wise, anger-wise. Come on! That kind of stuff. People don't really appreciate that stuff as much as me. Because it's all elements as part of a fight. If you're just bored and doing fight scenes, there's nothing. But if you're having short motion of your face, come on, fuck you, It gets a bit more animated into the fight, to bits that you can watch to pull you into the fight instead of just the body moves. And that's when Van Damme realizes who this person is, as does the audience. That's the necklace, and then who she's with. Well, that'll definitely piss off Van Damme more. Fender's clothes look like if Vernon Wells in Commando, if his clothes actually fit him, with the chainmail stuff. Like with Vernon Wells, the stuff didn't fit him because it was for a different actor in Commando, and then Vernon Wells got the job, and the stuff barely fit him. This is like, oh, this outfit actually does fit him. Decent bits of slow motion as well. Sometimes you have fights, and you gotta retreat. Get the fuck out of there. I don't know if this is like a water treatment plant or something to that effect. But yeah, that's a really interesting type of weapon, the nail gun. This guy has umpire, like baseball umpire gear or something on. That thing on his chest. That guy, that might be Ralph Moeller. That one guy we just saw, that might be him. If it is, that's the guy who would be the bad guy in Best of the Best 2, with Philip Ree and Eric Roberts. I know Ralph Moeller's in this. I believe that was him. I think he's the guy. Yeah, I think he's the guy Van Damme does the when he's on the wall with his legs spread and he thrusts his knife down to the guy's face. Tell you, these two bad guys are not on their toes. They're not doing a good job keeping watch. Yeah, goodbye. Fuck you both, good night. This guy's like, ah, come on, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Now this is where this cyborg lady is a dumb bitch. Or a dumb asshole. What the fuck? Bitch, asshole, whatever. You call guys bitches too. So, but she is a dumb bitch. Because she has the time to escape. You're not strong enough to get me to Atlanta. Bitch, look at all the people you just shot and killed. You have the means to do shit. I'll lead him to his death. Bullshit. Nothing can stop him in this world. Well, you don't know the damage. You don't know the splits of death. You don't know the Hurricane 360 kicks. He's Chance Boudreaux. Okay, he will kick a gas can into your face and make you explode. With a shotgun right up your ass. He could go through time. He beat Kumites. He's a universal fucking soldier. Okay? He'll double team your ass while wearing knockoff jeans. And he's got a lion in his heart. And he's double impact, double the thrust, and you double team. And that's his quest, to take your virginity. Street fighting to your brains. And keeping everything in order to go into sudden death for your soul. And where the hell else Van Damme titles I can think of. You don't wonder in this post-apocalyptic world how the fuck do these all these people keep in shape? They must have. See, that one bitch from Last of Us 2 must have been in love with these guys and like took their steroids. Because like, it's post-apocalyptic. How the fuck do these people keep in such big shape to have such big muscles? Well, granted, there's no cars, so they're probably walking all day. So maybe that's why they keep in shape. They stored steroids in the midst of the post-apocalypse. It's like, damn, this girl, she had to go with me. Now I gotta carry her sorry ass everywhere I need to go. She just fucking stayed at home. And that is a question, like, if it wasn't for this girl, Van Damme might have been able to get the Pearl Prophet and might have saved the day then and there, but the world may never know. Yeah, I don't know what this, like with all this water, like what this place is. Like, is it a set they built? What is that, like one wire thing or something that looks like it's above Van Damme, is dripping, is like a pipe or something? Well, now it's not in frame anymore. But this is a great reveal. She's like, okay, you'll come up behind him, to the side of him. You're not expecting these. You think, okay, maybe he's behind a wall. He's going to stab him. You're not thinking he's right fucking on top of him. This is a great reveal. And it's a great shot too, and I love the editing. This guy can do the splits, and look at this. Right. Yeah, there's the reveal. I like this editing, this back and forth, one up, one down. Good night, Gracie. Granted, I wish I had that extra oomph of like maybe the knife going to the guy's eyeball and to the guy's head like Jason Voorhees. That extra oomph of gore I think would have been pretty cool, but it is what it is. And this is what I was talking about before, like they get up here and then they're in this like swamp marsh and like the smoke too. Like you forget, like they have the smoke. Don't fucking stay there. Keep going. Don't fucking stop. I'm guessing we're still in Wilmington, North Carolina. I don't mind this girl who plays sort of his sidekick for a good chunk of the movie. I thought she did fine for what she had to be. I don't know what else she's gone on to do. This is where you're going to get a bit more Van Damme, some Van Damage. I would say this is one of my favorite pieces of music from the score. You know, nice tracking shot through these fields. That's why it looks like the swamp, marsh. Probably marsh, not swamp, but marsh. Like all the water around. It's a nice location. You know, it's not. It doesn't look just basic plain background. Like little ponds and water and stuff gives a little bit of variety, stuff to play with. Like that's a good wide shot there. Again, if you're low budget, know what your locations are and utilize them the best you can. See, that's the one guy that looks like Brian Bosworth. It's the Boz before Stone Cold. Yeah, 89 is another good year for movies. I mean, look at the summer of 89. You had Lethal Weapon 2, Ghostbusters 2, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Batman, of course, The Abyss. Yeah, a lot of good movies. I don't know which actor that he accidentally hit with the... Like, I don't know if it was this actor. I don't know who it was. I really don't. Hey, it's that girl from Last of Us 2. I know it's simple, but I always like the way this fight was done. I like the slow motion. I think it has the right angles. And then adding those up close, like you get the cut on the face. Like, this is how you do a fight. Yeah, I think Van Damme helped a lot with the editing process. I don't know if someone else did it. I don't think he didn't get credit for it, but that's what happened on Bloodsport. It happens with this. Might have happened. I don't know if it happened on Kickboxer. Oh, there's like one of my favorite Hurricane 360 kicks. There you go. Again, because I like the angles. Great angle to showcase the right amount of distance behind. The up close of to get that impact, that exclamation point. Have the up close of getting it, and another fuck you kid just for good measure. Watch out, it's Brian Bosworth. He's one tough bastard. Get him. Alright, he's going to break that off. No, that's not going to do it. Come on, man. Yeah, kick him in the head. Yeah, get him. Get him, get him. Did he break his neck? No Stone Cold 2 for you. Oh, you kid. And that's another thing Van Damme did quite a bit in his films that made him a bit different is he was willing to let his character get beaten up, which was nice. Because count how many times Steven Seagal has done that in his career. Van Damme, in many of his films, not all, but many, like you look at Bloodsport, you have Bolo Yan beating him up after getting his eyes, with the powder in his eyes, and then he makes a comeback. Kickboxer, Tom Poe's beating him up, and then he makes the comeback. Here, they beat him up. Fender literally beats the shit out of him. Coming up. Just boom, boom, boom. He's bloodied up. He's bleeding. Blood coming out of his mouth. And then they fucking crucify him. Because Van Damme realizes that, like, Dolph Lundgren would beat him up, smash him against the car, get through your fucking head. Because he knows that you need to, it's like the Rocky syndrome. You need to feel bad for the guy, feel bad for your protagonist. Not always. Sometimes you do want to see the ultimate badass being the teen shit, like John Wick and stuff, but it is nice to have your hero, get beaten up, but he will get his payback. He will get his round two, so to speak. He will... It's a roller coaster. You let it go down, and when you let that rise up again, though, you better have it fulfilling. And that's when he's like, fuck this cross, breaks it down with his foot, uses a bow and arrow. He hits the one guy like 85 times and makes him catch on fire, blow up. Then fights Fender. Which is not the best end fight Van Damme has been in. I blame that more on Abu Pyoon, but Van Damme is such, he edited a better version and then added more footage, the second half of the fight, which is the better part of the fight. Because I think that's like more of Van Damme's doing. I don't know if he directed it, or if Albert Pyun directed that second part of the fight. Again, Vincent Klein did have a good look to him as a villain. Again, the hair, the eyes, everything. And gives him that fucking headbutt. And then crucified. An interesting spotlight, they put like these boats or something that maybe apparently there was a lot more water here at one point, so... And a few minutes before, they do showcase the cross, so that you're not going, where the fuck did this cross come from? Did they just build it? No, they show earlier that cross is there when Van Damme was on the ground. Look, they show something and then give you an idea about it. And then, you just like throughout the film, they've been showing these little flashbacks. You get a little piece of the story, and then when he's here, you get the full backstory. And it's not... Look at that. You do character development without needing to give 85 minutes or 85 lines of exposition dialogue. Because most of his backstory is done visually. He's in love with the girl, kissing the girl. This one, the lady, I should say. He's in love with the lady, kisses the lady. There's the other girl, says, I want to be a slinger. Looks at his necklace. Van Damme looks down. Present time, he looks up, sees the necklace. All done without dialogue. Same thing with here. Like this whole flashback, you don't really have dialogue. You just... He's remembering. He just pissed. He's kicking this fucking thing down. This girl's starting to remember. He's like, wait a minute, there's something here, something wrong. Like, back in the day, this kind of stuff was my comic book movie. This was my type of comic book film. Or as they call you, a superhero film. But this was my comic book film. I mean, nowadays, it's just all... was it Shang-Chi and Wayne Chun and fucking Captain Marvel and Marvelous Moolah and Captain Invincible and Captain Underpants, whatever the fuck else superhero comic book movie coming out. I'm just fucking sick and tired of the comic book movies. But I mean, that's what happened back then. There were people who were sick and tired of these kind of movies, and they died out. And what's the old phrase? How can I miss you if you don't leave? Granted, I never really got tired of them, but a lot of people did. As Twister, Independence Day, these more special effects, bigger budget movies came into play. Then, The Matrix, and then, The Return of Star Wars and Phantom Menace, which was a hit. Critics did like it back in the day. And then, the course changed for action films and the like. Not to say you never got those type of films again, but definitely not as often as back in these days. Like a film like Cyborg would never get a theatrical release today. Never. This would 100% go direct to video. If you had this film today, this was 100% go direct to video. Direct to streaming. This would not get a theatrical release. And that's a shame. That's a shame. Most people are like, that's good. Well, whatever. Of course, not a lot of films in general get into theaters. Well, now they're opening up a bit more, so. For Black Widow, Space Jam, New Legacy, Fast 9. Are you going to review Space Jam Legacy? No one requested it, so maybe they know. Yeah, don't bother requesting the fucking movie. So, just thank you. But yeah, there where you get more of the flashback of what's fully happened. She's like, you're doing with the kids, falls in love with the girl. They become intimate. Bad guys follow them, have them captured. Most of them tied up in the fucking well. The one girl has barbed wire. If you hold them, they'll survive. So the barbed wire slips through her fucking fingers and they drop into the well. Pretty fucked up, But in a weird way, that does have like a comic book old, I don't want to say mythological, that's using a pretty big word for it, but just the idea, just a character being crucified, remembering this horrible backstory that's told visually, while having to dumb the audience down with, again, countless exposition heavy dialogue. As his hero uses that anger as fuel to get him off this fucking predicament. And I buy the anger. You fuck this shit. And that's a good shot, that pull away shot. That does look like Van Damme on that fucking cross. On this ship in the middle of fucking nowhere. And that's why it's a cross, because it's part of the ship. That's right. Streaming his fucking lungs out. And that's Van Damme himself being hung there on that cross. It's not a double or anything. And the whole idea is just fucking badass. Like, I'm gonna break this fucking thing down. I'm gonna kick Fender's ass. He can kiss my ass. Fuck this shit. Hallelujah. Ah! Even Jesus tried to do this. You don't do what Jesus should have done, Maybe Jesus did do this. That's why he disappeared. What would JC do? He would do this. Fuck this shit. And then it's fucked up, making the girl hold on to barbed wire as it goes through. Because there's no way she was gonna. And the detail, you see like a little bit of redness on the barbed wire, showcasing that was her blood. Like you look at the wire, you see like a little bit of redness. I think it said bloodness. I meant redness from the blood. But he did survive. And it does showcase that they are dead, which was worth it. Where, like, are they dead? Like, did he make sure? Yeah, you have a shot where they're dead, and that's the final straw. I thought, again, this is some good editing. I don't know if the director's cut is edited this way. Like, I like the way, like, boom, you have the reveal of her dead at the bottom of the well, and that's where you get the final. Like, you're fully with this character. Boom. You're fully with this character. At least to me. You get his backstory, tragic story, all done visually. Again, you don't need constant fucking exposition dialogue. That whole backstory was done pretty much very, very little dialogue. Done visually. And to give out my own credit, there's some nice visual moments and direction. I know I give him craft, especially for his later work, but there's some good stuff. And Nemesis and this film, even, you know, Dollman, Soren the Sorcerer. I think he got carried away at times with it. And I think someone, you know, like I say, he got carried away a bit. Especially in later films. But again, I'm sure when people look at the title, they think, oh, Van Damme's going to, like, all these bad guys, they're cyborgs. No. Is Van Damme a cyborg? No. And that disappointed a lot of people. And I can understand that. But it's called Cyborg, but technically the poster is not showing cyborgs. It's not like the Guyver, where it looks like Mark Hamill is the Guyver. And you watch the trailer tells you, like, the trailer didn't lie. To give credit, the trailer didn't lie, where the trailer says that's who the cyborg is, and Van Damme's gotta go get her. So, I mean, give credit where credit's due. Compared to trailers today that lie to you. Yeah, spill my damn water. I'm getting excited. Because we're already getting to the third act. So, like I said, this is a pretty quick movie. It's an hour and 7 minutes. So we're, with the end credits, like 19 minutes left. And I'm a sucker for these type of matte paintings. Yes, I know it's not the best. You see, like, their area is a little bit lighter and more white, while the rest is more blue. But for, again, $500,000 budget, there's a charm to it, and I miss matte paintings. I really do. Matte paintings is an element that I think could still be utilized, and they just completely abandon it. And it's still something technically physically there. It's a physical painting made. So even then, if you've especially done well, it's still something physically there. But again, a lot of these tools get abandoned strictly for CGI. CGI can do a lot, but it cannot do everything. I still think CGI, they use it too much. So it's not a fucking tool, it's a fucking crutch. Like, this is a movie that they would litter all the backgrounds with CGI, CGI additions of fire, CGI additions of smoke, and you would feel the artificial stuff. Oh, that little bit is a fire, is CG. Oh, this smoke, and then it takes you out of it. When you have all these little bits that they, oh, it's nothing. I'm like, yeah, it's nothing to you because you're with the film for month after month after month, and you're not seeing it with fresh eyes, so your eyes get used to it. You get used to it because you've seen it dozens and dozens of times to make sure this and that works. The viewer doesn't have that issue, doesn't have that seeing it dozens of times. No, they're seeing it for the first time. Wait, that's a bit off because they're seeing it with fresh eyes. There's bow and arrow. Should have shot in the guy's face. Man, what a waste of a bow and arrow. Could have shot him in his fucking face. Right through his eyeglasses. That he stole from Wesley Snipes. But I think more like, Van, no, fuck this. I'm gonna take you one-on-one. I don't need this shit. Yeah, your ass is mine. Y'all dead. I think for people who say, well, you can't, we had $5 million, we couldn't do anything. Well, this film had $500,000, and it did a decent amount for what little resources it had. And it gave you, at the end, the bottom of the line goods. Hero kicking ass, taking names, decent editing, you know, fuck you. Yeah, my face. And this girl proves her usefulness. Number one, got Van Damme off that, you know, cutting him loose and fucking these guys up too. But hey, remember, there's no strong females. Even though we had a female just kill a bunch of the bad guys and now doing this fight. Women versus women. But that never happened in the 80s, apparently. You ain't killing shit today, buddy. The only one killed is you. In about a couple minutes. Van Damme's gonna kick you about 50 times. Fuck you, and a 1 and a 2. I'm gonna crush your ribs until you're loose. I'm gonna kick you in the face right about now. Then do it again. Tell you sis how. I say sayonara, you fucking bitch. Here's a fire to work that itch. I'm gonna kick you yet again. Time to die till we talk again. There you go. And a little explosion. Okay, Fender, don't take off all your clothes. Again, it's nice to have the rain there to give a little bit more to the scene, so it's not just plain, a little bit more visual aesthetic. And these poses are kind of like a Sergio Leone. I know that's stretching it, but that's what, I guarantee you that's what the director was thinking of. Because you have the wide shot with the two, almost like they're gunslingers. Body shot. Another body shot with Fender. That'll be side profile, then up close, you know. And sort of build up to the fight. Kind of you would see in Sergio Leone, that build up. And again, those eyes work fairly well for the villain. And Fender's pretty damn strong. Again, it's not too intricate of a fight compared to Bloodsport or Kickboxer. There's a lot of this, like, Fender just kicking his ass. But yeah, a lot of the... When you watch a director's cut, This is edited differently, not as striking, not as exciting, and Van Damme's when he's punching back, that's not in the director's cut coming up here. It'll be just about a minute. Finally, the girl's remembering who she is. And now he remembers who he is. Oh shit, that's who you were. And this girl tried to do the right thing. Sadly, she gets killed for it. But she did try to do the right thing. There you go. We'll kick you right through the windshield in your back. He definitely looks like a horror movie villain when he's got his eyes that crazy like and he's got the two knives. There you go. Fender! Fucker! I always love that, and I've repeated that. And people are like, what the fuck does that mean? It's from this Fender fucker. Yeah, come on. Now, again, when Van Damme punches back, that's not in the director's cut. And the director's cut is just Vincent Klein punching him. Just him punching him over and over again. See, those up-close punch where he's nailing Fender, you see there's a different color to it. This is a bit lighter. Up close, the background's a bit dark blue. It's a bit darker bluer, and now everything's a bit lighter in the background. Like lighter, I don't even want to call it blue. Yeah, you say lighter blue. Then up close, boom. And how'd you understand that? Like, yeah, let the guy get some fucking hits in. I understand that perfectly why Van Damme as such would want that. That would make more sense to me. That's what I mean. I think Van Damme had a better handle on that than, like, what the audience wanted than Albert Pyun. Because, yeah, in the director's cut, he would get beat up more and more. And then, boom, stab Vincent Klein here. And that's all Van Damme would do in the fight. Get beaten up, beaten up, beaten up. Punch, punch, punch by Vincent Klein. Then he tries to stab, then stabs the guy. That's it. That's all Van Damme was going to put up as an opposition against him. That's in the director's cut. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, that's why you do tell, again, some of the color scheme is a little bit different. But I much prefer this version. Like I say, in the director's cut, when the cyborg gets to where she needs to go, there's dialogue of sinister things they're going to do later on. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? No wonder it was cut out. See, and then more of the background was a lot more dark blue. And I don't know if Albert Pyun shot this stuff or if someone else did it. I don't know. Maybe he was told to go back and reshoot this. Additional photography. I don't know. Or Van Damme. I don't know for certain. But none of this is in the director's cut. None of this stuff. None of this fight. And this to me is the best part of the fight. Now it's Van Damme's turn. He got the shit kicked out of him. Now Van Damme's going to make the bad guy suffer. This is an evil guy. He's been fucking everybody up. Now it's time to make the bad guy suffer. Slamming you through the fucking wall. Punching you. Kicking you. Elbowing you. Like, yes, this is the cheer moment of the audience. Boom, the hook right in there. And that that to me is the best part of the fight. As now the director's cut is that's not what Albert Pion wanted, so he cut that out. There's this that to me is the more like cheer-inducing moment of the audience. This guy's been evil. He's been sick, fucking psychopath asshole, motherfucker, murdering people, not giving a shit about the world. We want to see the bad guy suffer, get his comeuppance, and suffer some more. And like Van Damme knew that, and whoever helped him do this knew that. So, and yeah, if you like the director's cut, to each their own. I think this is much better version. And so yeah, when I had a director's cut, I fucking sold it. Yeah, it had like an autograph from Albert Pyron. I'm like, I don't care about autograph. I mean, I had the autographs that a very nice guy, Corey, sent me. I have them because they were very sincere gifts from him. I have them in a folder over here. But with Albert Pyron's autograph, I'm like, I don't care. Fuck, this fucking version of the movie pisses me off. I'm selling it. And yeah, I made a bit of a profit on it. So I guess it worked out in the end. Hey, Pro Profit, what happened to all your fucking people that was going to stop Fender? Remember? Because you said Van Damme wasn't strong enough? And nothing could stop him in this world? Where's your fucking army brigade that was going to stop Fender? Where the fuck are they at? I don't know if this is in the... This might not be in the director's cut either, because they have a bit more of that darker blue background. Maybe it is, I don't know. It might be, because you see a little bit of like the fire and stuff. Again, it's like, you know Van Damme is not great with the English language. Let his body do the talking. I think he accomplishes well. And they cut out the bullshit in here that was in the stupid director's cut. I think that was for the better. They need us out there. Let's go. And you can tell some of this dialogue, you don't see her saying the words. Like her going, I feel he's the real cure for this world. Because she didn't originally say that. And that's all you needed. You didn't need this fucking bullshit, sinister, oh, now we got the cure. What are we going to do now with this data? Ha 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 ha. No, this is all you needed. And it works better for it. That's why sometimes the director is not always the right guy. I'm sorry. And yeah, the score, I think, works well for this version. And God, that went by quick. This is only an hour and 22 minutes. Hour and 22 minutes. So I'm going to say here for the end credits. But yeah, I love this film. I know it's not a lot of people's favorite, but I always got, maybe, yeah, chalk it up to nostalgia. Chalk it up to watch it many times as a child. But it hits the right buttons for me. It's not too long. It goes by a fast pace. It's got nice moments of action. Nothing like hard-targeted or something, but it hits the right moments for the low budget they had. I like the sci-fi post-apocalyptic feel to it. Fender, I like the villain. He's a good look to a villain. Good voice. Again, the music works. The backstory of Van Damme, I feel sorry for the character. The whole crossing, you know, I always remember that ever since I was a kid. Like, that's a fucking badass. And very easy watch. Very easy watch. Especially compared to films today. Especially compared to films today. Man, they don't make films like this anymore. Again, this is a low budget film. I keep harping on that. And this is definitely a film that a lot of people saw on VHS. Yeah, I don't find a lot of people that saw in the theater back in the day, but VHS, definitely. But again, I know not a lot of people like Cyborg. This is probably the only positive fan commentary you're ever going to see on Cyborg on YouTube. But I'm happy to be the guy. Cyborg Cosmetics. Huh. So now I'm just watching the credits. I'm looking to see if they note the composer again. Did you have him credit? Sound editors. I mean, again, $500,000 budget. All these people have to be paid somehow, some way. Hopefully, they're not doing it for free. Re-recording studio, recordist, music supervisor, music editors, music coordinator, Lisa Drew, drivers. I will say that that's on Wikipedia. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dipson Rickenbacker. What a name, Dipson Rickenbacker. Vord, Bass, Prather, Vondo. I mean, just weird names. Weird fucking names. And based on guitars. Why Albert Peon wanted that, I don't know. Oh, Michelle Queasy was Mr. Van Damme's trainer. Michelle Queasy, I believe, was Tom Poe and Kickboxer, I believe. I believe that was Michelle Queasy. Tom Poe and Kickboxer, I believe so. Interesting. But yeah, classic film. Well, for me, it's a classic. Yeah, I love Cyborg. And I'm just gonna look real quick who the composer is. That's the great thing about DVDs and well, this is a Blu-ray. I just, go to there. I fast forward a little bit. Music by, we got Kevin Basinson. Kevin Basinson. Yeah, I don't recognize the name, so I don't know what else he's done. Production designer Douglas Leonard. DP Philip Allen Waters. Golden Globus produced it. And on this Blu-ray, the features are a trailer. And I know there's a Scream Factory, Shout Factory Blu-ray idea, and I'm like, I got the Blu-ray, it looks good. Do I really want to pay $25 for interviews that just don't seem enticing to me? And Al Payun, just to have him complain about Van Damme did this. I'm like, Van Damme made the movie better. I know you love your director's cut. I don't. So I don't want to hear it. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We will see you guys later. Bye-bye.